first and then we'll do the intro. So Elpida, what's wrong here?
Our guard is not functional.
And as you can see, it does not return. It's supposed to return down.
To cover that blade.
This is our newest saw. And that goes to show that if you're not careful, it's really not something that I think we were not careful. It's just something that happened. But a simple cut that caught this guard did something to it that made it stop working. So we went out and...
Well, we investigated from the store of everything.
Well, actually, we investigated the Lowe's to see what they're supposed to do normally. And we figure out that there is a spring in here, which is where it returns. And clearly this spring failed. So we're going to replace this today. We're going to show you how to replace it. And it is important, those guards are important. A non-working guard actually can be more dangerous because you can be tempted to do this and then your hand slips and that's the blade, you know. So, and it looks like we only need Phillips screwdrivers to do this repair.
Looks like. So we'll get those and be right back.
A non-functioning blade guard is actually can be potentially more dangerous, as we saw you, not only for that reason, but because you depend on it and it is not there. It is not doing its job, right? So this is a small repair. One of the advantages of getting tools that are a brand, again, this is a Hitachi. They changed their name to Metabo, but it's the same company. So this is a big company, a name brand, and you can find parts, right? I know when we're looking for I will dig a little bit Harbor Freight. I'm not a Harbor Freight hater, but we couldn't find the part to replace the Harbor Freight one.
Right, but this one we were able to find. It was reasonably priced at $25.
Right.
And to bring back that functionality for a brand new saw absolutely made sense.
And the safety.
Right. And obviously it took us, 5 minutes maybe.
We haven't done it yet.
We haven't.
We're here.
But it won't take long, I don't think. It's only a few screws.
Right. And again, before you attempt something like this, watch some videos. Now for this specific saw will be a video, but I presume most all of them are the same. The mechanism is always the same. There is a spring, something has to rotate it inside.
Right, the spring and an arm.
An arm to make it move as the saw moves, right?
Right.
So it might not be the exact same position of screws.
Exact same?
The exact same versus the exact different. It might not be the same position of screws, but it will be, I'm sorry, I'm distracted.
Yes, you are.
But it will be similar.
Right.
That doesn't make sense?
Yep.
So I would say go for it. What's the worst that you can do? You have a broken saw. The worst thing is you end up with a broken saw.
Right.
So stick around and we're going to show you the steps we did it, and we're going to do this real time. We have not planned it. We're just doing it raw. I never remember we saw some... What?
I was like, that's usually righty-tighty, but with this one, is that loosening it?
But it's continuing moving, so I don't know what's happening.
Okay.
That is coming
That's
off.
a lefty-loosey, that's good.
It might be that this is... Let's remove this and... We've never done this repair, and I've not even seen a video.
And when the saw arrived, it was already installed, correct?
Right.
So we didn't have to do anything with it.
Oh, I see. So this, we don't need to remove. This is captive.
Right, okay.
So how that thing comes off.
These two little screws here, probably.
And they are...
Also Phillips.
Okay. Again, guys, we're doing it live with you. We have not done it before, and we have not looked at it. We just knew we want to do it, and we have the parts to do it. And probably now I will want to fall.
There's one more screw.
There is?
Right behind the guard.
I see. Maybe we should have taken that first. Where? Oh.
There we go. So it looks like while you could probably do this as a singular person, we've got 3 of us here with hands holding and such. And now this guard is free.
Like always, compare your parts. And that looks comparable to me.
Okay.
And this will be a little more fun because this actually works correctly, so I will want to move. So, how it's supposed to go then? You see what it looks up. So in this specific saw, we need to line up to make sure that this bracket is correctly aligned to make the saw operate. And this is going to be a little more challenging than removing it because now the spring works.
Right.
So we're going to align it and put the screws back in. Don't tighten it fully in case we need to align a little bit. So tighten it, but not fully.
So we're just kind of getting the screw seated so that we've got a little bit of play in case we need to adjust for the other screws.
And I would say this is the 2 people.
At least the 2 people, yeah. And if you're not filming, obviously, that simplifies your matter.
Now it's 1 person to remove it, but definitely 2 people. Hi there, Bee.
Our friend the bee, come to see us today. Okay, so now we've got the
last one.
last one to go in there. So now since the 3rd screw is in there, we're tightening up the other 2 that we started with to make sure they are fully seated.
And then we have to put the arm.
Mm-hmm. Do you need to do the final one, or did you get that one fully in? Okay.
It looks good.
Okay. And now we're going to reinstall that arm.
It goes here too. But I think there is a one that...
Okay.
Hold on, maybe the black one goes in the back.
Is it more of a spacer?
Yeah, because that doesn't want
So
to
we're
go.
lining up all of the washers and such that came off of this.
Here. Put it and hold it behind there. And put the screw in. Okay. And this, do not over tighten, this needs to move. This is not a go Hercules with this. Okay, I think that's fine, I think. No?
Okay.
Okay,
And now we can see how the...
it's fine.
Okay.
And now it does what it's supposed to do.
Right. So that spring is now functional. And this is now working properly again, which is awesome.
Beautifully operating saw. Just amazing, isn't it?
Right. Operating correctly, guarding that blade from your fingers,
Doing
or
the
guarding
job
your fingers from the blade.
as the
it
case
were.
may be, yeah.
Yeah.
And now we have the saw that operates exactly as it was supposed to.
As it did when it arrived.
Words, right?
Yes.
But that shows, guys, everything. And again, this is not a dig on Metabo. The hit was not very big. You can see it here. Mm-hmm. One piece of wood just moved and hit it here. Really not a big deal.
Right.
But enough to break that spring here.
Yeah.
As you can see, the spring is stuck. And frankly, maybe it was a defect, but I cannot blame Metabo. specifically for this because it was concurrent with
Concurrent?
concurrent with thank you, Lord. Concurrent with losing control of that
Right.
piece. But again, it wasn't even big enough to break the metal. I'm
You
surprised
mean
it
break
broke
the whole plastic?
the plastic, but it broke the metal ring. So,
Right.
or at least I assume it's a metal ring. Maybe it's a plastic
Yeah,
ring, right?
we haven't taken that apart. We're not gonna. That's another thing. But meantime, now we're fully functional again, which is the desired outcome.
Or fully dysfunctional, as the case may be.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, we will appreciate a thumbs up. If you didn't, give us 2 thumbs down. Share, like, subscribe. Let us know. Do you like short video with repairs like this that enhance your productivity and the look of your shop and your safety? And if you do, we're going to do more of those. Any comments, lady? Mrs. DIY?
Oh, I'm glad to have it back in service.
Well, it was in service. It was just not safely in service. It was placard. That's an airline, a pilot term when something doesn't work in an airplane. But anyway. Thank you for staying with us through our ramblings and fun of repairing this little saw. From Professor DIY, Miss DIY, and Elpida, let's repair something together.